So, let's get into our first review of the day. And it's a movie that I have seen and Nick has not. So it'll be a short review here. So, the movie is called Miller's Girl. This is starring Jenna Ortega, starring Martin Freeman. So you have a situation here where Jenna Ortega plays a promising young student at this high school, and I believe this film is set in Tennessee. And I'm going to get into the accents a bit here when they kind of do it. But yeah, so she's a promising young student in the English class of a man named Mr. Miller. Jonathan Miller is played by Martin Freeman's character. And something starts to develop here. You know what I mean? A little bit of a relationship. Maybe Martin Freeman
Mhm.
sees it one particular way. Maybe Jenna Ortega sees it a little bit more of another way. You know, kind of a more scandalous type of situation kind of develops. Hey, how's it going there? Rating Infant and Maturity. How's it going there, man? Good to see you stop by. But yeah, so she has a midterm coming up with this class, and part of her midterm is she has to write this a paper in the style of an author that she kind of looks up to and respects, and she
Mhm.
does so. And it causes kind of a lot of trouble. Like I said, this relationship and the twists and turns and the different things that kind of take on. As Nick mentioned before the review, I mean, this is a role with Jenna Ortega. Maybe it's trying to more age her up into more mature roles there, more
Mhm.
adult roles. You've seen her in things like You before. You've seen her in things like Jane the Virgin. You've seen her in things like the Disney Channel, so Stuck in the Middle. So she's been kind of coming up for, and also most notably, probably the biggest thing she's been in so far. She's part of the Scream franchise. Well, not
Well,
anymore.
probably
Yeah,
not the biggest thing. I'd say the biggest thing is probably Wednesday.
yeah, okay. Wednesday, I give you Wednesday
Yeah,
too.
Wednesday, the Scream movies, and of course, X, which was one of her first like more mature roles, and that was a role that very much played into her kind of like innocent little image.
Yeah, X was also. Yeah, good you mentioned that. I forgot about X. Yeah, she was also in that. So yeah, that's kind of the setup of this. Is that what's going to happen between these two people? Is he really going to cross the line there? And it might kind of harken to maybe some other movies there. I'm trying to think of like other kind of scandalous relationship type situations there. Maybe something like Obsessed or
Mm.
maybe Cruel Intentions or something like that
Mhm.
there. Um, but I tell you, with this, nothing fucking happens in this movie. Um, it's not
God
interesting.
damn it!
It's not really it's not interesting. It's not fun to watch. At least with something like Obsessed or The Perfect Guy or kind of
Mhm.
like one of those type of movies. Because when you watch the trailer,
Or even a movie like The Boy Next Door with Jennifer Lopez. That movie gets insane, and it's actually fun, kind of fun to watch.
yeah, at least those are kind of entertaining on level. I don't know what vibe you got from watching the trailer there. Because what's the type of vibe you're getting from the trailer?
I'm kind of getting, like you were saying, stuff like Cruel Intentions, stuff like Obsessed, very much harkening back to those kind of erotic thrillers.
Yeah, so it's trying to be that, but like I said, nothing really happens in this movie. Like it's not really that interesting. And then when it starts to kind of get maybe sort of interesting, the movie cuts off. It feels like large portions of this movie just were kind of like left out of it. It's because it's only an hour and 34 minutes.
Hmm.
That's it. So it's a short film, kind of gets in, gets out there. The relationship that kind of develops between Jenna Ortega there and Martin Freeman, it's not that interesting because at no point from Martin Freeman's character, you get the sense that he really is gonna cross that line, that he doesn't see the relationship anything other than more than just like, okay, hey,
Mhm.
this bright young girl that, she reads all this book and, she reads all these books and she reads
Mhm.
his work. He wrote a book and he's like a kind of a failed author in this. Apparently they say in the movie that his book only sold like 2 copies or some shit and then he bought both of them. So, you know what I mean? He's not like some popular, and then he's in a marriage here which I guess I'm just watching Succession. Nick recommended it to me. I think
Mhm.
the woman who plays his wife in this, I think is that the woman who's I think it's the same woman who's also in Succession as well.
I
I
mean,
believe.
that was. I mean, that wasn't Sarah Snook. I don't think.
No, the woman who plays Caroline, the person there. I think yeah, that is the same woman. Yeah, yeah. So I just watching that. So that's actually a funny coincidence there. I was just mentioning that show. But
Oh yeah, yeah, Damara Dominichek.
yeah, she plays Caroline in Succession. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
she was also in Bottoms recently.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, she was the mom. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So yeah, so you have that, and he's kind of in a loveless marriage here that, she kind of makes fun of him for being a a failed writer, and now he's just a teacher, and that's all he kind of does now. And so there, I mean, that kinda goes nowhere a lot, and when bring up I mentioned the accents because this is in Tennessee. So you have some characters with, like, a very thick Southern accent in this, or they're trying to pretend to have one, like, for instance, Jennifer Ortega, her friend in this, Winnie, she's got a very thick Southern accent. And then you'll have characters like, his wife in it, Martin Freeman's wife, who she's got also, like, a thick, but then when it comes to Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega, it's like sometimes they will bounce in and out of it. Like, they'll say some lines there in, with a Southern accent, and
Mm,
then sometimes there with Jenna Ortega there, she would kinda talk in a Southern accent at kind of points and moments. So they kind of bounced in and out of it, which was kind of, it's like that was kind of a little distracting there. But it's not sexy at all. It's not fun at all. I mean, you don't, like I say, you don't really believe the relationship
mm,
between the two of them. I think that Jenna Ortega, you mentioned Wednesday. She's more channeling Wednesday Adams here,
hmm.
and kind of her performance, just like because she's a very young girl who's very smart, and she lives in this big creepy house all by herself, like because her parents are very rich and they're always abroad, so she spends
Mm.
all her time home alone. So it's kinda like that type of vibe as well, because like, the house that she in, like, she uses a rotary phone, like, it's an old ass house. She's watching TV at the house. It's the same, it's like a fucking TV with the dials on it, there. The shit's in black and white. It's like, what the fuck is like, she really is living in, like, the Addams Family house.
Is it like a case of this movie is like a period piece set like during that
No,
time, or is it?
no, it's just the house that she lives in. She's one of these, like, it's just the house that she lived. They ain't got no modern shit in that
Oh,
house.
she's a hipster.
You know what I mean?
Oh, oh,
It's
this
just like
movie suddenly just got way less interesting.
Yeah, so that's it. So it really is kinda like she is kinda channeling a little bit of Wednesday Adams here for this performance here with this. So yeah, like I said, I mean, the only kind of a little bit of a funny element comes where Martin Freeman, he has a best friend in this, who's played by Bashir Salahuddin here. I don't think I've seen this. Oh, he was in Top Gun Maverick, so I have seen this guy
Yeah, he
before.
was in Top Gun Maverick, and he was also on that show, that show Southside.
Okay, which I have not seen, but I've seen Top Gun Maverick. He was in that, and he's a coach there, or he's a coach of the baseball team, and then he does like I think he also is a teacher there as well.
Mhm.
And he's funny because like he flirts with the students, but he's like and he kind of doesn't cross that line. He does a little bit of that, and he kind of
Mhm.
bullshits with Martin Freeman's character. Some of the stuff he does is kind of funny, and the dude, I mean, he's got kinda good drip too, like, if you see some of his he's got, like, the coach fit where he always dresses in sweats and you know what I mean, everything it's like the pure good adult life job where you can just show up in sweats all day and
That's
workout
true.
gear, he's wearing, like, Nikes, wearing Champion, he's decked out. I was like, "Damn, I gotta steal this dude's swag."
Yeah, the man is living life comfy as fuck, and I
Yeah.
admire it.
But look, it's boring as hell. I mean,
Ah, man.
you think you're gonna be because that's what I was kinda maybe hoping for some craziness to happen or something to spark off, but it's really nothing. I could spoil it and you'd be like, "Oh, that's it? That's all that happens?" And yeah, you just kinda go through the movie. I mean, Jenna Ortega in this, I mean, this is the lowest rated movie so far of her career with this. This is at like 20 something percent on Rotten
Damn.
Tomato there. Um the best thing I could say is about it, the outfits look good, I guess. Jenna Ortega, they got her in some good
Yeah,
outfits, like you see in this.
credit to the costume designer, I
Yeah,
guess.
like all her variety of different outfits, they look nice and she looks fine in it. But yeah, I mean, this is a nothing of a movie. Not interesting, not suspenseful, not thrilling, not sexy. It's just absolutely none of that. So yeah. If I had to give it a rating for this, I would give it a skip it. That's about it.
Mm,
Just a skip it. Not giving it lower because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel like it. I guess I don't hate it that enough. That's about it.
there are just some movies that you're trying to find something either like positive or negative to say about it, and sometimes we just come up short.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's nothing really. I mean, yeah, I just give it a plain kind of skip it there. That's it. That's all it is. If you're, I don't know, if you're a big Jenna Ortega fan, maybe you want to check it out for that. Maybe. There were, I don't know, I saw that at a late screening, and there were people there. I mean, there was quite a bit of people there watching it. there. I mean, I kind of found it funny at how I don't know bullshit it was. I kind of laughed out loud at some points, just like, "This is it. This is where it's going." Like, okay, but yeah. So just to skip it for me for Miller's Girl, this movie.